Hi, welcome to 5 Minutes of Torah with the BI Rabbi. I'm Rabbi Stein, coming to you with a special 5 Minutes of Torah on a Thursday. Unfortunately, the need to do that, just like last week, as last Thursday was the beginning of this direct Iran-Israel war, and now today it continues. We don't know how long, and you may have heard there was early this morning, I think, at the Soroka Medical Center in Beersheba, an attack from an Iranian missile that hit the hospital directly. And I've read posts online and articles about this. The top couple of floors were hit very hard. I read an update from the president, Professor Danny Shamovitz, president of Ben Gurion University in the Negev, and saw pictures of him in destroyed labs and rooms. What was amazing is that the top floors had been evacuated just recently, since the beginning of this operation, and even some of the floors and rooms just hours before the attack. It seems like there were no deaths. It seems like there were a lot of people slightly injured or moderately injured, and perhaps I read 4 who are seriously injured, and we of course pray for them. And we think about so many Israelis who are in harm's way, have been killed or injured, or are just having to go down to their safe room multiple times per night. And in some places like Beersheba, it's a lot more than they had to in the past 20 months. There were places in Israel that didn't have so many of these Tzeva Adom alerts, and now in the past week, they do. You can see I'm outdoors, the water is behind me. I'm actually in Nanaimo for the day and have my camera and just walking around. But as I was taking a ferry here, I thought to myself, what a blessing and privilege it is that we're living out here and we have these beautiful days and we can go about our lives quite easily, whereas we know that so many people dealing with this war can't. And as Rabbi Infeld mentioned in his big, powerful sermon last week, there are such a huge number of people, a majority, it seems, in Iran who wish they didn't have this, these clerics, these extremist clerics ruling over them and causing such awful things in their lives. I just want to tell you that I've been teaching the 3rd paragraph of the Shema to grade 3 kids, to 3 grade 3 classes next door at Vancouver Talmud Torah recently. And that shows up in this week's parasha, actually. It's the one that tells us about the commandment to have the tzitzit on the 4 corners of our garments. We see it most, it can be on a small talit under clothing, but we see it most frequently on a big talit that many of us wear in the morning when we pray. And there's a midrash that says that these tzitzit, we can't just make them out of the existing threads in our clothing. You can just pull out some threads from a shirt or a garment and make the tzitzit out of that. We have to create them new. And so it's a reminder, it's a rabbinic reminder that doing action, doing things with our own 2 hands, and really getting involved is such an important part of Judaism. And I'll leave you with this image I saw of people really getting involved. Among the 100,000 Israelis who were trying to come home to their families was a whole plane full of emergency medical workers coming back to Israel to help. And they cheered as they touched down on the ground in Israel. May there be quiet and calm soon, and may our family and friends and everyone be safe without more death or injuries. Shabbat Shalom.